Hey everybody, welcome back to Right Amount of Rant. My name is Rival and I've got my co-host Julian right here with me.
Good morning, everybody.
You guys know the drill. We pick a few topics, we rant about them, and then we all leave here either a little bit smarter or a little bit dumber. So we're going to go ahead and kick it right off. We're going to kick it off with a topic we had a couple of weeks ago because it turns out every single one of my predictions was 100% true. Of course, I am talking about Stadia, Google's venture into the video game industry. And who would have thought that the online cloud-only gaming, I don't know, it's not a console. Service, yes. Who would have thought that alone would have caused, it would have absolutely failed. It would have absolutely failed. And it did. It's been out for a little over a month now, and Stadia has absolutely shit the bed.
It's been Google's worst release product ever so far.
Oh, no, I don't know. Google Plus was a thing, too. Don't forget about Google Plus. We shall never forget the atrocity that was Google Plus.
But that was free. Google Stadia isn't free.
Well, here's also something else. It's not just that Stadia could not actually keep up the levels of the frame rates and the resolutions that it promised. It couldn't do it. It could not do it. First of all, some games ended up running at only 14 frames per second. Did you know that?
14?
14 frames a second.
14? That's not even a standard.
No, it's not even 30, which is like the low standard. But yeah.
Jesus.
It wasn't like they weren't designed to work at 14 frames a second. That's what it couldn't go beyond that in certain cases.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't because of the technology. It was because of, the technology. It was because the data connection didn't work. So yeah, like if you're not on a 100% stable connection, it's not going to work. Sorry, Stadia. I told you this.
You said it.
I mean, I said that if your internet connection is not perfect, or if there's a thunderstorm, or this, that, or the other, people are going to get screwed over by this exact thing. And I also found out something else recently that I did not even consider when I was making my original proposal about how this is going to be a giant pile of shit.
Oh my, what is it?
Apparently, not only is it a subscription service that you have to pay money to be a part of. By the way, everybody, I can feel I am stuffed up. I was perfectly fine 20 minutes ago.
And I'm a witness.
Breathing, moving around the house, doing stuff, just a few chores. And now that I came here to do this, I can't breathe for shit. So I apologize if I sound nasally, but this is what you got today. This is Rival, stuffed up allergies. Everybody
Don't you worry,
understands.
guys. The sniffles and snuffers and snorts and so whatever that is.
Sniff, snorts, bjorts.
Are going to be deleted. So you're just going to hear
Most
this
of them,
one.
just
and then,
not those.
Yes.
To prove that, yes, I am actually stuffed up in that. So it's so much harder to talk when you have to breathe through your face. Oh,
It
God.
It is.
Here's the thing. Not only is it a subscription service, like you have to pay to gain access to the Stadia and whatnot, you have to buy the games too. So the games aren't just like on a cloud service. A lot of the games, including the old games that they've included on the service, are still $60 or more.
What?
Yes. They're more expensive than other console or PC versions of that game.
What?
So you're paying full price or more plus a subscription service.
A subscription that doesn't always work or at all.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's dead on arrival, man. It does not matter.
Oh my God.
I cannot emphasize enough here about how just
backwards the whole thing is. Or bad. Not even backwards. Jesus Christ, you gotta pay for the game as well.
Yeah.
I thought it was a subscription fee only.
I thought it was too. I thought they just had like access to new games and maybe you paid like a higher than average subscription fee to get the newer ones or something. No.
My God.
You still have to buy the new games. And I read an article yesterday where this is how much the general population just loathes the idea of the general gaming population loathes the idea of Stadia, is that there was an article by PC World, or no, it was Polygon, and they said how the title of the article basically said how Stadia and Destiny 2 saved my Thanksgiving. Now that right there kind of seems like this is an unusual article given the general gist of it. But if you go down to the Twitter like responses that particular tweet with that article in it had, everybody was just like, how much are you getting paid to be Microsoft's bitch on this article? Like, They were basically saying you're shelling out, you're selling out, and you're being a shell for these people. Everybody knows Stadia sucks. That was the gist of every single response.
Oh
And
my
I
God.
read the article. And I actually read the article just out of curiosity. And here's what the author, this is a too long didn't read kind of response to what the author actually had to say.
Okay.
Is that the author had borrowed his friend. Apparently there was if you get Stadia, there's a thing that you can give somebody else a free pass for a week.
Like a family member thing?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
And so he was trying Stadia for a week for free because of his friend had all this had a pass to it and all the whatever.
Okay.
So he was at his parents' house, plugged this thing up, and to his surprise, it was not a steaming turd.
Oh my
Okay?
God.
It had every once in a while had some frame rate drops or whatnot. Not frame rate drops. I had lag issues or whatnot. But the big thing is that on his parents, as he put it, unreliable internet connection was fairly stable. Fairly stable. Now, the issue is that every single place else that the author mentioned, oh no, this was a giant pile of dog shit.
Wow.
So he's like, I tried it at an airport. I tried it at a hotel with the hotel Wi-Fi on it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He said, I would never trust this for any kind of accurate gaming.
Oh, God.
like anything that would require any kind of accuracy, I would absolutely not do it. He said, but for mindless grinding on something like Destiny 2, where you just have to go do a bunch of stuff and it's not about being really competent, it's just about doing them. He said, no, Stadia is perfectly fine because you don't have to care. It's just about grinding. He said, basically, his only recommendation on Stadia is do you have mindless shit you need to do? You just need to be online for it? Stadia. That's it. But also you have to understand that the only reason even that worked with Destiny 2 is because they have cross-save functionality for Destiny 2. So his PC version of the game was being updated and saved through the Stadia version of the game.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing. Having
good thing.
cross sync save files on different platforms, that's actually pretty good.
That is. And so far, Destiny 2 is the only one to have that. So
Whoops.
There's no other game that you could do that on, because if you bought the other version of the game, you would be saving to the Stadia version of it versus the other version of it. You would not be making progress on anything that you grind on another game.
So what you're saying is that Stadia is a separate service. It doesn't link to any other account regardless of what you're playing.
No. In 99% of the cases, no. It is its own unique standalone identity for that game.
So it's basically another console.
Basically, yeah. That thing that they said it wasn't, yeah.
Oh my.
I mean, this, just by the couple of new things that I'm pointing out to you, this thing is just a steaming pile. Just straight up garbage.
It's just a train wreck.
Oh no, straight up a train wreck. It's not even funny.
I'm gonna keep comparing this with Cloud. The one service I use that is only available in Argentina and Chile. When I did the video, I only paid $5 for, well, it was free trial, but the monthly subscription is for $5. And I got an entire library of games to my disposal, many of which are AAA titles such as Tomb Raider, Batman, Arkham City, Grid.
Yeah.
For just the subscription. Sure, the quality wasn't the best, but I could play them. The input lag was noticeable, and that's it. But I only paid for the service, not for the games.
Yep.
Let me grab my phone, because I call bullshit. Wow.
You make sure you give bullshit my number, because I'm going to have a lot of words for bullshit a little later.
Wow. Google Stadia. It's just incredible.
It's almost like Google had no concept of what gamers actually wanted or how it would need to function to gain any kind of market share. That's it. Oh, and I do have other news on this front, is that apparently Microsoft has already been in the works for something very similar to this.
Oh my.
But
oh my. But
it has if you have Xbox games downloaded digitally, guess what they get to do?
You get to play them on the streaming service?
Yes.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, you still pay for the game.
And of course, that also goes for any games that are on for Windows.
Ooh.
Supposedly, it's still early in the works. But I mean, just being able to pick up the games that you already owned and play those. and basically play them on the go. That's essentially what we want, or what they're telling us that we want. So for me, it's very much I don't know what the hell Google was thinking. Microsoft will definitely do it better. And I'm not even a Microsoft fanboy, but I'm just like, Microsoft has been in this for years.
Yeah.
They far greater understand what their audience wants. Way more than Google does. Let me tell you, just from talking about COPPA and how YouTube has handled stuff, and we all know that YouTube is owned by Google.
Jesus.
So here's the thing.
I forgot about that.
Google has no clue what their audience and general population want or are capable of. They don't understand people.
Apparently not.
Remember how for a long time, and we're switching, this has become from a Stadia screw up, or this is just Google screw up. We're going to expand just slightly. Do you remember how for like the longest time, YouTube would say that if your content was too edgy, we would demonetize you?
Yes. Yes, I remember.
Do you know why
that.
they said? Do you remember why they said that they would demonetize you? Is because
the general
they couldn't
audience
find
doesn't
sponsors.
Want that? Oh,
well, they
right.
couldn't find sponsors to cover more edgier content.
Well, yes.
Okay. Do you know that they recently changed that policy?
Oh my God! How? What did they do?
Well, first of all, it turns out now that if you're demonetized or you're on edgier content, they've now found plenty of sponsors that are more than willing to work with you. Like there's I'm going to keep going back to this. There's a guy that I watch, a guy named Cartoons on YouTube. I really like his stuff, but he is definitely edgier. He cusses a lot. He plays games he just plays games like that may or may not be for kids, but he cusses a lot, but he's a lot of fun.
Cussing is the name of the game. Yes,
it is. And guess what? I found, I watched 3 of his videos yesterday.
Okay.
Most of his videos have about 2 ads in them.
Okay.
In 3 videos, so of 6 possible ads, I saw 5 ads for a adult sex shop.
Whoa.
Adam and Eve. Julian, remember where we got your sleep mask?
Yes.
That was an Adam and Eve store. That was an Adam and Eve store. Cartoons had 5 different Adam and Eve store commercials.
What?
On his stuff. And for the longest time, remember, Google said that they would not pick certain advertisers because they weren't brand friendly or some crap.
Google.
Turns out there's plenty of people willing to pay money. Also, for anybody who's just listening, who I threw that out of context. Julian had to get a sleep mask.
Yes.
He needed a sleep mask. He came and visited us for a week. And in the U.S., he lives in Argentina, for those who are completely unfamiliar.
I mean, we're up to episode 11. If you guys don't know that I live in Argentina, you either are not listening carefully enough,
or they're new.
Yes.
And that's fine.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Welcome to the podcast. So he came and visited us, but he's not really good on planes. He wants to sleep through the flight and all this stuff. So he needed a sleep mask. Well, it turns out any place that we went that would have just generic, if we go to a Walmart, they have sleep masks. They're also terrible.
They were bad. Yes.
They were terrible. And they had all sorts of prints and stuff on them that made him uncomfortable.
I should have taken the one with the hearts. Damn it.
You should have, yes.
Anyways.
But the funny thing was, I was just we drove past an Adam and Eve, and the thing that it immediately popped in me, I bet they have masks there that would basically be sleep masks.
Yes.
And by God, there were. They were way more comfortable than the other ones too.
They were. And there was one I was like, I want this, but I know I cannot use it in public because he has the F word.
Oh, did it say F me or something
F me, F you. Yes, there was a combo.
Oh, F me and F you. All right, yeah.
Yes.
Where did my cat go? He is making me suspicious.
Oh, no. No, being a kitty cat.
My kitty cat is very... Okay.
He wants to pass on the allergies to you.
All right, so Julian ended up getting a sex mask in order to be able to sleep on flights and planes.
Yes, and also your house because the window right underneath me, the sun will rise and hit my face.
Yeah, the sun would go through it. Yeah.
Yes.
Overall, though, it was very helpful. Adam and Eve, we've actually purchased from you. If you wish to support or maybe sponsor this, totally okay with it. My real name is Adam, so it works really well. We just gotta, we can. There's a lot of things that we can work in on this.
I'm just so shocked to see in a sex store out of the open, like nothing at all happens. Well, in Argentina, we have to actually search for one. They are hidden in galleries and stuff, like gallery shops and stuff. It's just hilarious. And the story is actually pretty interesting.
I started while Julian couldn't decide on what sex mask he wanted to wear. I decided to wander around the shop. I like how we started talking about Stadia, and now we're just talking about Adam and Eve because, well, it's all because Google couldn't
Google's fault.
Oh, we're not going to find edgier, like sponsors.
Nah,
what?
Not at all.
And I think this is funny because cartoons was constantly getting demonetized.
Because of the cussing.
Well, yeah, because of the cussing and whatnot. They said, oh, it's too edgy. It's not family friendly. And now I bet because of the COPPA scare and stuff and them deciding to expand to more edgier sponsors, I bet he's making more money than ever. And I applaud the hell out of that, sir. You enjoy your money. So, yes, indeed.
Well,
clap for that, man.
There's one positive from COPPA. You can now cuss the hell out of in your video and not get demonetized.
Poop. Yes. My cat has decided he wants my attention.
Meats.
Yeah, little baby meats. So yeah, now we're so I was wandering the sex shop while Julian was looking at stuff, and
we're back to this. Okay.
Yes, because it has my attention now.
Okay.
They have so many inflatable bodies that make me very uncomfortable.
And so many toys. Oh Lord, the toys.
I saw a couple of let's call them phallic playthings that were,
interesting.
10, 12, 13 inches long, which for those not of the American persuasion, that's quite big.
Oh my
and
God.
The 12-inch one was called the True American Experience. Oh, the fact that it was called the True American Experience just made me die.
Oh my God.
Oh God. It was like this plastic dongle had nothing but like stars and stripes and stuff on it. Like, I wanted to salute this damn thing. It was fantastic. And for those who think that like just two grown men went in there and like started looking at sex shop stuff. No, my wife was with us.
We weren't two, we were three.
My wife was with us and I was showing her all the things I was finding.
Oh my God.
It was fantastic. I need to go back in there. I need to bring more friends in there who were socially awkward.
That is correct. It was a fun and interesting idea.
It was a special kind of funny.
It was fun.
See, look, Julian had a good time.
I had a good time.
Sent home with a couple of DVDs.
I also forgot my debit card pin when I wanted to buy the mask, but luckily I had a cash dollar to buy it.
Cash dollar bill, yo.
Yep. Here comes the money.
All right, so I think we've ranted enough about Stadia that we've kind of gotten completely off topic, and that's totally fine. You know what? Sometimes these things take a life of their own.
I blame Google.
I blame Google as well. Google dropped the ball hard. Google did not know what the hell they were wanting to do.
Google lied.
Or no, they knew exactly what they wanted to do, but they screwed up royally. That pooch will never walk the same again. They screwed it so heavily. So
Jesus.
It's just...
Yeah.
My cat is being weird again.
Oh.
Meaty is kind of half grabbing my attention.
Kind of.
So here's the thing, is that Stadia bad, Google screw up, but yet somehow Adam and Eve never screws me over. Go ahead, Adam and Eve.
That's
thumbs up to you.
one statement.
Yes, especially from a sex shop. We're going to go ahead and do a quick palate cleanser. We're going to go ahead and get off that topic before we get on to our new one. This is time for our Florida Man. Florida man arrested after punching Walmart customer for, quote, taking too long at checkout.
Oh, God.
You heard it correct.
People are mad today. Well, a Florida man is mad. Punching people. I mean, Florida man is just one statement about
this is Florida man, though. This is entirely within his MO.
Yes.
Florida man was arrested this week after punching another... hold on.
Backtrack.
Full stop. There was an inclusion of a word I didn't see before that totally changes the nature of this. A Florida man was arrested this week after punching another Walmart customer because they were taking too long at the retail outlet's checkout. Henry Jr. Harvey, 69, was detained. This dude was almost 70 years old in the early hours of yesterday morning and charged with battery in relation to an incident that took place roughly 7:15 p.m. on Wednesday inside the neighborhood Walmart on Pine Island Road. So it was super late at night, but they went and got his ass early in the morning. Cape Coral police said Harvey was in a queue for the register with his wife when he became angry that the customers in front of him were not moving fast enough. We got him on tape. tape. Punched a victim on the head following an argument. There were no serious injuries. Harvey was arrested after police approached him a few hours later at his home. Jail records confirmed he was detained before 1 a.m. and released by 8:30 p.m. So he was there quite a while. Harvey was held on a $2,500 bond. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, no, this is not the first time he's ever punched somebody in the head. No, his picture is very much a Florida man picture.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Poor guy. The one got punched. Just because
I'm still stupid shocked. I'm still stupid shocked. Like, do you really think that people are just going to speed up because you're in line? Oh, hold on. Watch out. Harvey's in line. Everybody, double time.
Back in my case, Walmart wasn't as slow because people weren't jacking it off in front of the counter.
Did you say jacking it off in front of the counter? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Do you think? Oh my God!
I'm pretty sure the Florida man thought that, and I was like, I'm gonna punch him in the back of the head.
I'm never gonna propose to understand what Florida man's thinking. In fact, if I ever understand what Florida man's thinking, I have become Florida man. I don't ever want to be a part of that.
We just gotta awake the Florida man inside of all of us. Don't do that. You're going to jail if you do so. Don't awake the Florida man inside of you.
You know what? Do whatever you want. We're not the boss of you.
Well,
just make sure it makes the news. I gotta have something to read, and it's getting a little scarce lately.
Yeah, no, Florida man lately, well, not last week, but has had a little bit of a tough time getting something funny again.
Well, part of Florida man's problem is that Florida man has gone from like funny to violent, and we don't like the violent portions. We try to keep that out. It's not really a good palate cleanser if you go, Florida man in high speed pursuit kills 4. You go, that's not funny.
Yeah, no, that's
Florida
not compelling.
Florida man getting pissed at a Walmart and punching a dude is kind of funny because there were no serious injuries.
On the plus side, we got the Argentinian man.
Oh, hold on. We're going to tease that. So what maybe did Argentinian man do? We're going to tease it. We're going to do our next discussion, and then we're going to get to it.
Slot machine player got arrested in Buenos Aires for masturbating.
There you go. There's your teaser.
I cannot read this without giggling. This is bad. This
Clearly
is
not, you giggly bitch. So, there it is. There's the giggly bitch right there. Okay, so we're going to discuss a brief news article that I saw earlier this week that I just thought was like, what the hell is this? So essentially, according to CNN, there was an article that came out, and it said, North Korea warns the U.S. to prepare for, quote, Christmas gift and releases. Hold on, I got to click the thing again. So North Korea is telling us, you better be careful. You're getting a Christmas gift. Okay. All right, Kim Jong Butterball. What are you going to give us? There's literally nothing that he's going to do. Although he is psychotic.
Sounds like a threat.
And he does have an ego, so it maybe,
sounds more like a threat.
No, Julian, that's what it's intended to be. It's not actually a gift. They're not sending us croutons or anything. Why croutons?
The humanity.
Why was that the choice?
The humanity.
North Korea is not especially known for their humanity. Okay.
Yeah,
so this is the article.
Correct. Bring it.
North Korea will send a, quote, Christmas gift, end quote, to the U.S. But what that present contains will depend on the outcome of ongoing talks between Washington and Pyongyang, a top official has warned. The ominous comments, which some have interpreted as a sign that North Korea could resume long-distance missile tests, come as the clock ticks closer to the country's self-imposed end-of-the-year deadline for nuclear negotiations with the Trump administration. Talks between two sides have appeared to have been in a rut in recent months, with North Korea conducting several shorter-range missile tests. Look, we've got, no matter what your personal opinion on our current president is, Kim Jong-un is a nutball. He's a straight-up nutball. He's a butterball. Okay? He's a pudgy little butterball who has an ego and thinks that because he runs North Korea, no one should ever oppose him. And Trump is a giant butterball with an ego to match. And if Kim Jong-un tries too much, I see Trump launching missiles on North Korea. I don't want that to happen, but part of me wants that to happen just to shut that giant butterball up.
You're agreeing to the blunt man. How dare you two agree with them?
Well, my bigger point is, I think Kim Jong-un should shut up.
Yeah, that might be for the best.
That's ultimately what I think. And here's the thing. If there's meats, okay, sure, my lap, that's totally okay.
Yep. Meaty's on the podcast today. As I didn't do that earlier. On the previous ones, because I edited them all out, or most of them.
Are you good now? Are you... Stop touching shit, dude. I'm in the... This is not professional. We're not streaming. This isn't as cute. Get off.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, it might be cute for you. I think it is hilarious.
Don't you sit over there and give me dirty looks now. So here's the thing.
Technical difficulties. Please wait.
It's not even technical difficulties. This is my life. I don't care what North Korea... I mean, like, are they going to try and drop a nuke on the U.S.? I highly doubt that. Highly doubt it. But let's say, hypothetically, Kim Jong-un starts making threats against the United States. Let's say Kim Jong-un starts shooting off long-range missile tests and stuff, generally in the direction of the West Coast. Mm-hmm. Do you think our psycho-in-chief is going to just stand by for that?
Of course not.
Hell no. Hell no. He's going to do a litany of tweets basically discussing how big of a mistake North Korea has made. That was my stuffed up impersonation of Donald Trump.
The tweets. Watch him.
He will tweet and then
nothing.
If Kim Jong-un keeps running his mouth, he's gonna drop some very strategically placed drone strikes just to prove we got better toys in our toy box than you do. He's just going to start showing it off. That's all I'm saying. It's going to become a giant nuclear dick-waving contest. And
it's been since 4 years, man. It's been like this since then.
We have yet to have a World War III. I'm just saying.
Oh, God.
It's going to happen.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's not.
So, yeah, that's that.
Oh, God.
And that's literally all I've got to say on that one. I just thought it was incredibly interesting that North Korea was like, we're going to threaten you very subtly. Like, shut up. Shut up, North Korea. Nobody likes you. Nobody invited you to the party. In fact, we're trying to break you up so we can have other people that might be more invitable to the party. So,
but like I said earlier, isn't this a thing ever since Trump took the place of president?
Oh, hell no. No. We can't blame this one on Trump. North Korea has been nutball, butterball, stupid for a long time now. Kim Jong-un's father, Kim Jong-il, I think. I don't know. Whatever. The Kim Jongs, they've been nut jobs and they've been like... It's just like, I don't even know what the words are. They're dictatorships and they're totalitarian regimes. Mm-hmm. And they hate the U.S. because we got a bigger dick than they do. That's basically what it comes down to.
But it has been more publicly known ever since Trump took the spot.
Oh, yeah. No. When Trump stepped up, it became a bit more aggressive because no one dares to mess up with North Korea. The hugeness of his penis. And that's what Kim Jong-un did. He was like, I don't think you got a big dick. And then Trump went over there and said, let me show you my big dick. And then that's basically, that's where we are.
The dick fight. Copy that,
yeah,
boss.
Basically.
Oh, my God.
It's a couple of dicks fighting. And I'm okay with it. As long as nobody dies. Nobody important dies.
Nobody dies in that regard. But this is kind of inevitable.
Drone strike on Kim Jong-un would be the worst thing the world's ever seen. But, whatever. That's one man's opinion, and I'm not even thinking about consequences. All right, Julian, what is your opinion on North Korea with this? They're going to send a, quote, Christmas gift to the United States.
I don't know this North Korea that much. Like, they don't mess too much with us, so I really don't have that much of an opinion. But the fact that this guy keeps messing up with the States, and as you said, it's just running his mouth all over. I just hope he doesn't go psycho and does the missile things on the States, because that'll suck, first and foremost.
It has much more of a feeling of a kid talking smack to, like, somebody that he knows would beat the shit out of him.
Yep.
Like,
he's talking big.
He's all bark, no bite.
Yeah.
Unless it's his people, in which case he's biting all over them and they're dying of flea bites. That's, whatever. It's fine.
It better not happen. We can all live in peace. We can all be friends. And if you want to be friends,
you clearly know this is not true.
I'm trying to be positive. I know I'm being totally asinine with my statement.
Can't we all just get along? No. There are some fundamental differences that some people are unable to agree on, and thus it leads to altercations because we've run out of words or the mental processes by which to deal with those differences. All right, you know what? I think we're done with this one. We need an Argentinian casino masturbation minute.
Okay, as the title said earlier, slot machine player got arrested in Buenos Aires for masturbating. Yeah, I said it without giggling this time. Yay. I mean, you cannot... Again, this one is translated. If there's something that doesn't make any sense, I terribly apologize. A 39-year-old homeless man was arrested in the casino from Argentina after being spotted masturbating. A female player notified the casino staff after noticing the man's suspicious movement. I wonder why.
Suspicious movement. Okay.
The masturbator admitted to be jerking off while pulling the lever of the slot machine. He thinks it brings good luck.
Okay. I apologize if it got slightly graphic there for a second, but the guy thought that it brought him good luck.
That's because he once stated that masturbating while gambling online brought him luck in the past.
He's homeless.
Yep.
How much luck could he have possibly have gotten out of this thing?
It doesn't say, though. But apparently it was his lucky charm.
No, he got arrested. It was clearly not a lucky charm.
He was kicked out from the casino room in Buenos Aires after being arrested for sexual offense. The homeless man stated...
Let me put it this way. It's called jackpot, not jack off. It's not... you win a jackpot.
I did not think of that.
You don't jack off. That is... And I realize this man does not speak English, but I feel like that really wraps up everything that happened in this story.
Oh my god, this is why I love doing this.
It's just, that is some of the dumbest logic I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, if I rub my willy, I might get more coins. What? What are you doing, Argentinian man? But I gotta be honest, I love the fact that I am discovering international Florida men. It's good to know that my country doesn't have a monopoly on crazy, stupid, batshit people.
They might be harder to find, but we do have some of those.
Yes, because we kind of have a tradition of finding Florida man stories.
Yes. We may need to find some more from other countries, because Argentina is running low. Like, I'm reaching the bottom of the barrel here. Everything I find is tragedy, death, a hippo farting on people, poisoning them. Do
not gloss over that.
Yeah, that didn't happen in Argentina. That's the problem. But we need to find other countries, Florida man.
Yes, Meaty, you're hello again.
And also Meaty. Meaty is going to be the mascot of the right amount of Rant.
He is very aggressive with his attention seeking this morning.
He hears you speaking, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna visit him."
No, if I sit in this freaking chair, he comes in here. Doesn't matter if I'm recording, streaming, doing this. Doesn't matter.
Well, he does have his room for his own, so he doesn't always come out of it.
Well, hello, Meat. You seem to be enjoying yourself this morning.
Oh.
You're adorable. Anyway, so we're going to get on to our last topic, and this one is, I got to put the cat down because I'm about to get aggressive.
Oh my God. Aggressive?
Right. This one.
Bring it.
Go ahead and...
MLO it up.
All right. So this last one is a raw nerve for me due to having to deal with a jackass earlier this week, and there's no other way to put it. This one is the understanding of what gatekeeping is. If no one's ever heard the term or the colloquialism, gatekeeping, when it comes to like conversation, essentially what a gatekeeper is that it's someone who says, oh, you're not a real blank if you don't do blank. You're not a real fan of Batman if you don't know every different version of Batman. That's a gatekeeper. It's someone who, in their words, attempt to keep you out of the conversation or delegitimize an opinion because you don't have the credentials that they recognize as being proper. So the whole, I'm going to give a little backstory on why gatekeeping, why this is coming up while we're discussing it now. Essentially, I was at work and we were having a discussion with someone at work who is a pompous ass when it comes to storytelling and like movies and comics and anything that is story oriented, because he thinks that he is one of the best writers in history. And because he has a children's novel that he's written, he thinks that he is just the end all be all. And anytime I start giving my opinion on something and he disagrees with it, he'll use the phrase, oh, I'm sorry, of the two of us, who has actually had a book published? And I say,
oh,
it's like
you.
That is his. Yes, that's that shit. That's that elitist shit right there. First of all, you self-published. That's not the same thing. Someone did not come to you and say, I see money-making potential in your work and I'm willing to pay for it to be published and pay you for the rights to that story. No one did that. Do you know how many people can self-publish? I can self-publish. I could write something right now if I wanted. Problem is, I'm usually dry up on stories, although I do have a fantastic book story I've been working on. I have actually been working on it, so that's going to be a fantastic story.
And it's going to sell millions.
Maybe. Or it might just be a funny thing for friends to read.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who wrote a story today? Yeah, that's the kind of bull you're talking about.
But I mean, it's like, who's had a book published? And I'm just like, why are you, and I actually called him out on it. I said, why are you attempting to gatekeep my opinion because you don't have a better argument to what I'm saying to you? Is that you have nothing to retort intellectually to what I've just said to you. So instead you attempt to delegitimize my opinion. They said, you're not an actual author. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, you're not an actual author. You self-published your own shit. That doesn't make you an author. Anybody has written anything doesn't make them an author. You're not an actual author until someone else pays to publish your stuff. That's my gatekeeping on that one. And the only reason I even went that far, and I realized I was gatekeeping and being a hypocrite in that moment, it was to shut him the hell up because I got tired of people. It's
thinking that there's something greater than you just because they did a thing.
Yes. And we were discussing like the Marvel movies, and he said that he hated the Avengers Endgame. And then he started to go on this thing about how he would rewrite the Avengers Endgame, and it was the dumbest shit ever. This is a synopsis of what he said. He said, this is how Endgame should have occurred, is that everybody should have attacked him at the beginning of Endgame because they were still pissed about what happened on Infinity War. And Thanos just snaps his fingers and he kills everybody but Captain America. And they like duke it out forever. And he's trying to change Captain America's mind to see that this is the only way that things could happen. And blah, blah, blah. Captain America refuses to go down. And then finally, Thanos says to him, is like, why won't you just stay down and accept, that this is the truth? And then Captain America says, well, you're not the one writing this story. And then he says, then it should pan out from the freaking movie. Like, this is it. Pan out from the movie. And like Thanos, like, ends his life and all this stuff. And then it like snaps like, oh, I am wrong. And then he snaps everybody back into existence and then him out of existence. And then it pans out from the panel and it shows an old man with a cigar finishing up the last touches on a comic that looks exactly like the movie scene that we just had. And then it says, thank you, Jack Kirby, for everything you did, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, stop sucking Jack Kirby's dick. Okay? Like, he is a Jack Kirby fanboy. And I said, do you not only realize that goes against Thanos' general attitude in the movies, it goes against everything that Thanos tried to accomplish in the first movie and every other movie leading up to that. That's a 20-minute movie at best, and that's a really shitty way to end one of the longest series of movies in history. And he goes, you have never written a book. You haven't published a book. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, that is the dumbest argument. And if you wrote that, I hope you get fired because that is dumb. That is insanely dumb. And I realized that for the sense of me being, trying to put myself in a righteous position, like, oh, look at this, I may have dumbed down his argument on what was said. But that is very strongly the gist of it. It was that Captain and Thanos would get into a physical argument representing their beliefs. That's essentially what it was. Thanos would keep beating down Captain and Captain would keep standing up. And then Captain would just say, you're not the one writing the story. Then it would pan out to like a stand-in for Jack Kirby. If those don't know who Jack Kirby is, Jack Kirby invented a lot of your favorite Marvel characters and some DC characters as well. And he used to work with Stan Lee like a lot until Stan Lee basically threw him under the bus. And Jack Kirby did a lot for the comic industry and was never properly recognized. I'll admit that. But you don't suck his dick at the end of the Marvel series. I'm sorry. Get your head out of his ass. It's not how that works. If you're talking about characterization, which all he kept saying was characterization, and I said, that's not who Thanos was in the Marvel's universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He goes, that's who he was in the comics. I said, that's not the movies, is it? You clearly conflate the two. And you say that I'm the one that doesn't understand characters when you can't even tell the difference between a comic and a movie version of a character. But of course, he attempted to gatekeep me not once, but twice.
Jesus.
Because I had never had a book published. There's a lot of movie critics who have never made a movie, but are very good at critiquing movies.
Yeah, but they cannot critique movies because they never made one in the first place.
No. They absolutely can critique movies. They can critique. You can also critique a book. You can understand how a book should work. You can understand the flaws of a book. In other words, you can understand the flaws of something without ever having done that thing. That's not a difficult concept. You don't have to have intricate knowledge of how that one thing was made, but clearly it does assist you, but you don't have to have it. For example, I don't know diddly squat about figure skating, but I know on top of everything else, if the figure skater falls down, they're losing points. But if I've never figure skated before, am I not allowed to judge the fact that, oh, they made a mistake there?
Apparently to this person, you're not in the right position to be a judge of that.
No, he's just an ass. He's just an ass, and he attempted to block my opinion, which was that you are horribly decharacterizing Thanos, and you would confuse the audience, and that's a terrible ending. I mean, that's it. That's all it is.
Diggity damn.
He did not care for the fact that his fanboy ending for Jack Kirby was crapped on by someone who he viewed as being inferior. And you know what? It's really sad that two adults can't discuss something that they enjoy without one of them just deciding that, oh, your opinion's now beneath me because I don't agree with you. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, it grinds your gears.
It does. It grinds my gears, and it's been bothering me for, well, about a week now, actually. No, not a week. It was on Tuesday. It occurred on Tuesday. So most of the week, it's been bothering me. And I've been wanting to do this particular discussion. It's just, if you decide to gatekeep somebody, understand that you didn't win the argument. You're just an asshole. That's the bottom line. You don't win an argument with gatekeeping someone because there was no argument had. Your ideas did not clash against the ideas of someone else and come out on top. You just said, there's no fight here. Go away, child. That's it. That's all you did. You're not better than the other person in any regard. So you need to understand that gatekeeping is not only detrimental to you, but it's also detrimental to your relationship to other people. Because now, because of several people overhearing him when he said that twice to me, are now avoiding talking to him because they don't want to deal with that attitude anymore. Because of his particular state of just being, that one comment has now cost him social interaction with several people that he may have gotten something out of. But because he chose to be a douche, guess what? Bam, this is what happens now. And it's sad. If my ideas are inferior to yours, discussing my ideas versus your ideas in a honest, open, and non-aggressive, well, even slightly aggressive is okay, but not like, you're not going to hate me as an individual after we have these kind of conversations. If you're still going to respect me, we have a discussion and, we talk about my ideas versus your ideas, and we have a genuine dialogue, then we're going to come out not only understanding each other a little better, but possibly understanding ourselves as well. Because if I have an opinion that I haven't really, thought about too much or really gone too in depth with it, and I have to back up my opinion, I'm suddenly coming up with and they go, well, why do you think that? And I go, I don't really know. Well, now I have to analyze myself and I have to figure out why I believe what I believe. And I can only come out stronger from that interaction. But if you gatekeep me and say, you're not entitled to that opinion, you're actually unqualified to have an opinion on this at all, you're doing a great disservice to myself, yourself, and quite frankly, anybody else listening in. And it makes you look like an asshole.
Yeah, nobody likes to hang around with an asshole.
No, myself included. And I am an asshole. So so I say this to you. If you decide that, so-and-so, you can't do that. Really? And I wanted to point out, do you know how many YouTube channels I watch where we dissect the story? Like, we discuss all the meanings and how things are laid out and why this worked and why it wouldn't work if you changed this. Do you know how many videos and whatnot I've watched over just the past year on that kind of stuff? Because I love story structure. It's like a hobby. I love analyzing story structure and this, that, and the other. But he told me that because I've never written a book and had it published, that I'm not entitled to my opinion. I probably have more experience dissecting stories than you do. So if you sit here and tell me that I have no opinion on the matter, you're sorely mistaken. That I have no experience on the matter. I'll tell you, I've got plenty of experience just from watching others do it and kind of getting a grasp on how it's done. So I do understand the fundamentals. And if nothing else, that allows me to have an experienced eye for what I'm looking for. But of course, that's not what he, and we were talking about movies. So him talking about this, that, and the other, is like, oh, you wouldn't know how to write a screenplay. Actually, no, screenplay writing is not hard. So it's just, don't do what this individual did, please. Don't do it. everybody can have an opinion on something, even on stuff that they have absolutely no fundamental knowledge of. Does that lead them to probably be wrong? Yeah, probably in most cases. If they're very likely that wrong, it's going to be very easy to show them why they're wrong. And if you can show them why they're wrong, you not only prove a case for you being more knowledgeable, but in the same moment, you're also showing them that, hey, you might need to learn a little bit more before you start running your mouth about this. But you're not gatekeeping them. You're not telling them you can't have that opinion. You're saying you may want to double check your thinking. That's it. That's what I got to say on that. Julian, do you have anything else to add to that, my friend?
Well, it's not that it happens that often to me. No, not really. I now understand the concept of gatekeeping, and
yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah, it's not really fun. I'm trying to think of any situation I got like that, but cannot think of anything.
Well, I'm glad it doesn't occur very often, but
I'm pretty sure it happened, but
oh no, it happens. It just doesn't happen often. You know what I'm saying? So
the only gatekeeping I had is when I wanted to get to a roller coaster. I was like, "You need to be this tall to enter," and I was like, "Oh, fuck it."
That is actually a form of gatekeeping, but that's more for your safety. That is not a social form of gatekeeping.
That is the only gatekeeping I can think of at the minute.
So yeah. So just briefly, if you guys don't gatekeep. Don't be that person. It would be greatly appreciated. So, all right, that's going to do it for this episode, Julian. I think this was a success. I think we had a lot of fun with this one.
Heck yeah. It's been fun.
And remember, guys, if you have any comments or suggestions or anything, you want to let us know what you're doing, I was going to say write down in the comments. No, we've actually got an email. We've got an email. Woo! We've got an email.
Send us an email, please.
Yeah, send us an email. I don't check them but once a week, but send us an email. It is at rightamountofrant@gmail.com. You can hit us up on the tweets and Twitters. Links down in the description. And as always, friends, stay awesome.